So I like to take a couple of minutes to talk a little bit about the inspiration of the play. My mother is from Memphis as well, and she grew up around the corner from the Lorraine Motel. And so when Dr. King came to speak in support of the sanitation worker strike, she wanted to go so badly. She was 15 years old. She was invigorated by Dr. King. She was invigorated by the movement. She actually had participated in a march just 1 week prior where Dr. King had come to Memphis. And unfortunately, that particular march descended into chaos, leaving one young man, a 16-year-old boy named Larry Payne, dead. And my mother actually knew Larry Payne. He was actually in the neighborhood. And so the wonderful thing about Dr. King, as we all know, is that he's not a quitter. And so he decided to come back. And my mother wanted to be in his presence. She wanted to hear this great orator speak. She had caught a glimpse of Dr. King the week before, and she said that he had such pretty skin. But she wanted to hear those pretty words. And so she asked her mother, who is my grandma, and we call her Big Mama. She asked Big Mama, can I go hear Dr. King speak? Can I go hear Dr. King speak? He's just going to be at Mason Temple. Mason Temple just over there. It's just over there. And Big Mama was like, no. You know they're going to bomb that church. Haven't you heard the rumors? People were out to get Dr. King, and the entire neighborhood knew it. And so my mother, in the midst of a crazy storm that was brewing on April 3rd, 1968, decided to take heed and not go. So she never got to hear those words. I may not get there with you, but I know tonight we as a people will get to the promised land. As we all know history, the next day he was taken from us, fell by a single bullet on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel. That ended up being one of my mother's deepest regrets. She was a changed woman, and her story ended up changing me. She would tell this story to me as I grew up. I would ask her to tell it to me over and over again. And I don't even know why I wanted her to tell me this story, but you know, on Dr. King's birthday, I would want to hear the story. On April 4th, I'd want to hear the story. And this story kind of found its way and embedded itself inside of my heart, inside of my brain, and inside of my imagination. So around 2007, then I started thinking about the stories of my family. You know, I think our families are living libraries, and that story that I had kind of smushed down into my subconscious just ended up growing and coming out of my fingertips. And it found its way as the seed of this play that became the Mountaintop.